this is Miss Hayden. Come to you today to read you a story about the ugly vegetables, written by Grace Lynn. That's the author. Let's see what this book is about. The ugly vegetables. In the spring, I helped my mother start our garden. We used tall shovels to turn the grass upside down, and I saw pink worms wiggling around. It was hard. When we stopped to rest, we saw that the neighbors were starting their gardens too. A garden. Wow. They plant in the garden. Vegetables and fruits, all in the garden. Hello, Irma. My mother called to Mrs. Clementine. Miss Coumarine was digging too. She was using a small shovel, one that fit in her hand. Mommy, I asked, why are we using such big shovels? Miss Coumarine has a small one. Because our garden needs more digging, she said. I wonder what they're gonna dig and plant in their garden. Let's see. I'll help Mother plant the seeds. Seeds, we plant seeds in our garden. So let's see, can we dig a hole? And we dragged the holes to the garden to give the garden some water. Hi, Linda. Hi, Mickey. I called to the Fitzgeralds. They were sprinkling water on their garden with green watering cans, sprinkling just small drops of water on their garden. Mommy, I asked, why are we using a hose? Linda and Mickey use watering cans because our garden needs more water, she said. More water? Then Mommy drew funny pictures on pieces of paper, and I stuck them into the garden. Wow. Hello, Miss Roseanne. My mother called across the street to Miss Angleho. Mommy, I asked, why are we sticking these papers in the garden? Miss Angleho has seed packages in her garden because our garden is going to grow Chinese vegetables. She told me that these are the names of the vegetables in Chinese, so I can tell which plants are growing. So they labeling their garden packages. She's gonna make her signs. Look at that. They're creating signs to label which plant is which. One day I saw the garden growing, little green stems that looked like grass had popped out from the ground. Our garden growing? I yelled, our garden is growing. I rushed over to the neighbors. Gardens to see if theirs had grown. Their plants look like little leaves. Mommy, I asked, why do our plants look like grass? The neighbor plants look different. Because they are growing flowers in their garden, she said. Why can't we grow flowers? I asked. These are better than flowers, she said. She's gonna plant something different from their neighbor that stays next door. Let's see. Soon all of the neighbors' garden were blooming. Blooming means to grow and blossom. Up and down the street grew rainbow of flowers. Wow, different colors, different kinds, all beautifully grown together. But the wind always smelled sweet, and butterflies and bees flew everywhere. Everyone's garden was beautiful except for ours. She thought. Why is ours not beautiful? Let's see, is hers beautiful too? Our garden was dark green and ugly. Ugly? Why didn't we grow flowers? I asked again. These are better than flowers, Mommy said again. I looked, but saw only black, purple, and green vines, fuzzy, wrinkled leaves, prickly stems, and a few little yellow flowers. I don't think so, I said. You wait and see, Mommy said. They're gonna grow beautiful. Let's see. You think they're gonna grow beautiful? I think so too. Let's see. Before long, our vegetables grew. Some were big and lumpy. Some were thin and green and covered with bumps. Some were just plain icky yellow. They were called ugly vegetables. No way! My garden is ugly vegetables. I don't think so. Let's see. Sometimes I would go over to the neighbors and look at their pretty garden. They would show the poppies and the ponies and the petunias to me. And I would feel sad that our garden wasn't as nice. One day, my mother and I picked the vegetables from the garden. We filled the whole wheelbarrow full of them. We wheeled them to the kitchen. My mother watched them. She washed them, took a big knife, and started to chop them. Now look how beautiful it's starting to become. Eeyow, she said. When she cut them, she had to use all of her muscles. The vegetables was hard and tough. This is Shang Hong Gu, Mommy said, handing me a bumpy curled vegetable. She pointed at the other vegetable. This is Shang Ki. That's a tongue hole, she said, a tongue hole. I went outside to play. While I was playing catch with Mickey, a magical aroma filled the air. Aroma. It's a smell, a fragrance in the air. Let's see what it smelled like. I saw the neighbors standing on their porches with their eyes closed, smelling the sky. They took a deep breath of air, like they were trying to eat the smell. It was a beautiful smell, maybe. Let's see. Look at that aroma. Breezing through the air. Smells good. The wind carried it up and down the street. Even the bees and the butterflies seemed to smell the scent in the breeze. There's that breeze of air floating through the air, and they can smell it everywhere. The neighbors are smelling it, and I smelled it too. It made me hungry, and it was coming from my house. Smells beautiful to me, she said. When I followed the smell to my house, my mother was putting a big bowl of soup on the table. The soup was yellow and red, green and pink. This is a special soup, Mommy said, and she smiled. Look at the breeze, the aroma, breezing through the air. She gave me a small bowl full of it, and I tasted. It was so good. Delicious. The flavors of the soup seemed to dance in my mouth and laughed all the way down to my stomach. I smiled. Do you like it, Mommy asked. I nodded, and I held out my bowl for some more. It was made from our vegetables, she told me. Then the doorbell rang, and we ran to open the door together. I wondered who could it be? By my surprise, all of our neighbors were standing at the door holding flowers, and we noticed you were cooking, Mr. Fitzgerald laughed as he held out his flowers. We thought maybe you might be interested in a trade. We laughed too, and my mother gave them each their own bowl of her special soup. What a kind way to share from the garden. They are sharing their flowers with the neighbors, and the neighbors are sharing their soups with them. Wow. My mother told them what each vegetable was and how she grew it. She gave them the soup recipe and put some soup into some jars for them to take home. You know what? I ate 5 bowls of soup. It was so delicious. It was the best dinner ever, she said. Look at all the neighbors all together sharing beautiful flowers as a centerpiece and beautiful bowl of soup, vegetable soup, both grown from the garden. Vegetables and flowers are grown from the garden. And the next spring, when Mother was starting her garden, we planted some flowers next to the Chinese vegetables. Miss Crimerin, the Fitzgeralds, and the Anglehoes planted some Chinese vegetables next to their flowers. Wow! Soon the whole neighborhood was growing Chinese vegetables in their garden. Up and down the street, little green plants poked out of the ground. She looked like leaves and some looked like grass. And when the flowers started blooming, you could smell soup in the air. Wow, look at the neighbors. They are sharing their vegetables and their flowers, and they're growing them together. The end. All right, thank you, friends.